Funketeers is Tim Fielder live drawing with Tim Fielder. I am here today. We're just going to figure this out here and figure out what in the world is going on. We're going to select all these guys here. We're going to reduce that down. I don't know why that. Because I adjusted a few things, but it's okay. I think we're all right today. Again, our Instagram embargo is still ongoing. We will hopefully be free of the tyranny on December 18th. So now we have another 9 more days to go. It's December 9th, 6:31 p.m. I've been kind of settling into this time period. I made dinner, so when my wife gets home, we'll be ready to rock and roll. I am Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, working really hard on multiple projects, expanding and innovating in many different areas, and trying my best to manage multiple things all at once and not totally badly. That's what I'm trying to do. But whatever the case may be, we are ready with our graphics. I will be discussing a few things regarding automation. I'm going to take a moment here just to see, because I'm going to be streaming on my Diesel Funk channel here. We're going to copy our URL here if we can. We should be, let's see here. Let's go back to Facebook right here. I'm going to move that over so we'll be able to determine what's going on here. Again, live drawing with Tim Fielder. We'll go to our desktop so you guys can see that. I am Tim Fielder. Whoa, what's happening here again? Okay, no worries. We'll just do that right there again. Oh, okay, so we got that happening. That's interesting. Let's move that over there. I'm sorry. What it is, I had to shift my graphics out of the way. And that's okay. I don't mind it. Built-in retina display there, which is kind of weird also. But we're going to move that stuff right there. There we go. Probably somewhere in the middle. So I think that'll be good for now. You guys will be able to see my desktop and how it's rocking and rolling. Eventually, I will probably do some sort of redesign on this stuff just to be even better and see if I can get a larger footprint. But for right now, I think we're okay. All right, so let's go to Facebook here. We want to just go here. See if we're streaming. We are live streaming. This is good to know. That is from yesterday. Okay, let's refresh here. Okay. And we are live. We're live on YouTube, both YouTube channels. We are live on. We're live on Twitch, Kick, LinkedIn, TikTok. Oh my God, we are not live on TikTok. And that is because Daddy-O did not hit the go live button, but we are live on TikTok now. We are live on TikTok. Hey, man, there's been a lot going on. A lot to manage, man. A lot to manage. Anyway, so I knew I forgot to do one thing here. So we're going to share now. I'm going to copy this link. I'm going to go it there. Now I'm going to move over to the Tim Fielder page here. I want to thank Stacy Robinson again, my good friend, who is a professor at University of Illinois Champaign, and he does his thing, and I love him. He did a portrait of me that I'm hoping to be able to utilize, at least in some capacity, to how would I say? I'm hoping to be able to utilize it so that I can, I'm going to stream here if I can as well. All right, so I'm streaming here. There we go. They told me I had permission to stream on Black Comic Lords. We'll see if that rocks. If it does, that's great. If not, it's okay. But if they won't, if they want me to, that's great. You guys can always take me down. I'm going to do the sacrificial body thing today by. Um, it says this post is pending. I'm hoping they'll let me through. One of the things I will be doing, however, is I will be taking time today to show a little bit of how I work, how I utilize Gen AI in my work, how it gets me, the way I use it is a little bit different than a lot of other folks use it. And I know you might, well, how's that going to work? Because, Gen AI is a tool of Satan, which I wouldn't necessarily call it the tool of Satan, but it's going to represent a lot of how would I say, a lot of disruption is what I would say. And so I'm going to show how I use it if I can. Anyway, so let's go back here to maybe I'll leave this open here. We'll see how that goes. But I will go to back to Tim Fielder here, and I'll go here, and if anyone comments, it'll be good to see them, and so on and so forth. All right. So, Tim Fielder, that's my name. I am a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist, known for doing this book here, Infinitum, an Afrofuturist Tale, from HarperCollins Amistad. Maddie's Rocket, from my company, Diesel Funk Studios. Happy to have the endorsement of one Stephen Curry, who is the 3-point god. And, of course, my good book, The Graphic History of Hip Hop, which will be with my good buddy and partner, Dr. Walter Grayson. Try to get some work done on that today if I can, because I know I owe Joe Smith, who's about to lose his mind dealing with me, I know. But don't worry, I'm going to take care of everybody. Everybody wants their stuff, and they shall get it. At any rate. So let's go to our desktop here. We're going to rock here. I'm working with multiple screens. Hello, KB. How you doing? How you doing, KB? I don't know what that means, but hey, KB. All right, so we're going to minimize this here. And I will actually show a little bit of work. I'm working on multiple graphic novels. I'm working on Black Prince, University of Georgia Press. I'm working on Graphic History Hip Hop, Volume 2. The floppy version will be for the Department of Education, New York City, and then the longer version will be for the Graphic History Company, which myself, Walter, and Christina Hunksbrook Lamatina are partners. And then the comment, which is through W.W. Norton. And then separate from that, I have my own project, which Graphic History Company is my own project as well. Maddie's Rocket Volume 2, which I'm going to be putting off a little bit, just because I need to get out from under these other projects for a bit. Hi John Conqueror, which is the Chromatic project that I'm working on now. And we'll see how that goes as well. I'm enjoying doing it. I may post tonight, I may not. We'll see. Again, I try to post 3 to 5 days a week. If I post tonight, it'll be a pretty late episode, and that's okay. I don't mind. Let's see what else we got. We got, is there anything else? Oh, working on a project here. Okay. Working on a project. I hope she doesn't mind. Well, she'll be all right. Working on a project with Yatasha Womack, one of my good buddies. Here, we experimenting a little bit today. And she has this project called Rayla. And I'll just show you guys just very quickly if I can here. Let's go to, again, I found out my machine bogs down with Mel Studio. And it bogs down because, what can I say? It's a lot. All right, so we're going to go here. And you will see, well, actually, let's go to Rayla Test. Yeah, we'll go here. So here's the project here. So this is the image that I have here. Now, I won't do all the other stuff. There'll be more things that'll show here. But what I will do is I will play back the time lapse so you guys can see the process. Now, let's go right now, set to 15 seconds, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to all here so you can see it a little bit closer. So this particular project started with I was talking with the sister, and she was giving some ideas. And of course, I was coming up. I've done a Rayla cover before. In this case here, I was drawing it. I was responding to what she was saying. These are just a regular drawing. I could have drawn in Photoshop. I could have drawn in Clip Studio, but this was the image that was coming into my head. And of course, once you do this, you get this particular image in a 2D form. It has shadow, light, just black and white drawing. I'm not trying to overly render it. But then I can come in, I can add tones to it. So you'll see here in a moment where as I add those tones, smoothing things out, blurring certain things, giving a definition. And then from there, I took this image, I colored it in Clip Studio Paint. Then I output this image as an image prompt. So you can see how quickly that moved. That's because in between here, and I'll show you guys what I did. The thing that generative AI does. Okay, hang on one second. We have a phone call here. We're gonna have to interrupt that for just a moment. Let's see if we can hold on. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I think we're coming up here. It should be we had a phone call there coming up. Let's do this here. Hey, what's up, girl? How's it going? I'm on my live. Say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
This is my wife, Melanie Maria Goudreau, the goddess of the theater, New York Off-Broadway Theater, who just did her play, The Popes of Farragut Street, which is up.
Vote for us.
Vote where?
Vote at BroadwayWorld.com on the Off-Broadway Theater Awards for everything that says Pope. We're nominated for 12 nominations. Go and vote for us.
Vote for on Broadway World on the Off-Broadway. Her cast is up. Her direction is up. Her writing is up, and I'm so proud of it. Dinner's ready, so when you get here, you can eat, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me let you go. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, had a visit there. Hey, what are you going to do? Anyway, so we go here, and now if I show you guys this stuff here, see what happens? See how that flat color's dropped in? So I'm basically, instead of starting with a written prompt, I'm starting with an image prompt. And that image prompt is my prompt. And that prompt is working with my drawing. You see how I have the base colors in? See how it jumps from this to that? It's because it's using my drawing to follow. So I'm using AI as a tool, right? So you might say, oh God, it's Alchemy. What is he doing? And of course, I want to add stuff in there. And, I'll get back to that. And by the way, I have to apologize about the lags that go on with this stuff here. When you have TikTok on it, it really does lag. But anyway, let's go here. Let's see if we can go to VizCom here. And I'll show you guys basically how it goes. In fact, maybe, hold on. Trying not to screw up anything here. We're going to go here. We're going to go to VizCom. There we go. All right. So as you can see here, I have many different VizCom elements. And this was all you'll see here. Watch this. We'll turn these off. So what I did was I imported this drawing here. This will be good. And I'll take that to, whoops. We'll take this to 100%. But right now what it's set to is overlay. And that's a normal. All right. Now, I could use this image straight. But this prompt here came after I sort of imported this in. And from there, we had different renders. Some renders worked good, some renders didn't work good. For example, I can click here. That one's pretty good. Even though it opened up her head a little bit, that one's very good. I love how that's following the image I put in there. So that's pretty good, right? That's pretty good too. So these are all quite nice. In certain ways, I like that one because that looks more kind of spacesuity. You see what I'm saying? This one was before I specified. After I put the drawing in that it was a woman. Here it made a dude. It's kind of crazy. And here it made a dude with kind of like a orange lips, which is weird. So I thought that one was interesting because it had like his look at his eyes. Either my man has been smoking too much weed or something, but it's pretty good. So these things I can utilize in my drawings. That's what it's able to do, right? But you know what? Let me just show you guys how this stuff works physically. So we're going to go here. I'm going to take an illustration here. And that's the thing. I hate the fact that my machine bogs down with when Clip Studio, when TikTok Live is running and Mill Studio are running at the same time. I get bogged down. But, you know, we're going to do what we can. All right, so, yeah, that is not working. Look at that. Wow, look at that lag. That is not working. And I can't work like this. That's not good. And what it might mean is I might have to disengage from Clip Studio from TikTok Live, which is unfortunate because I love TikTok. TikTok is dope. But what we're gonna try to do here, I'm gonna see if I can find the what do they call it? The and just bear with me and I'll talk while I'm doing this. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can find my stream key. And if I do that, then in theory, I can maybe do some other things here. So we'll go here. We're still alive. We're still alive. So that's good. Hang on one second, guys. Hang on one second. Video analysis. Oh, ooh, okay. Real time performance. I mean, it's not been, you know, it's really gets tedious. Help center. All right, I'm going to call stream key. So on the top of that, okay, let's see, okay. Okay, so that is okay. All right, so I'm already accessed here, so that's good. All right, so I'm looking at this here, and it's trying to give me access, but what I need to do, man, and I'm sorry, and the only reason I'm doing that is because the machine is really bogged down. But it's interesting. It slowed down on this monitor, but not on the other monitor. So that's interesting. So I wonder what happens if I go here. I think I can pause this. Let's go pause live. All right, so I'm pausing, right? So let's see what happens here on this one. Wow, look at that. That's a little bit better. Wow, okay. That's a little bit better. I don't know why it's a little bit better, but we're going to take this point up here. So what I'm going to do here, let's see here. One of the things I had done before, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to put like a lion. A lion face. There we go. And put some kind of like heavy duty things on there. And I guess here I could probably just resume. Going to resume live, and we will see what happens here. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but if it does, I'm not going to worry about it. So let's go here, and let's try to see what kind of damage we can do. Even if the machine bogs down, we will still kind of. All right, let's see what's happening here. So I'm going to give it like a pretty pronounced kind of like head wrinkles off in here. I'm going to take these parts here. I'm going to move just like that. See how I'm doing this here? Just to give us quite a bit of, there we go. See what's happening? So we can take that there, and we can also put our little bags underneath there, because you know the bags are cool. And I'm going to do just like that. I'm going to do this here. I make those eyes there pretty pronounced. All right, now here, so we go on here. See what's happening with that nose? So you might say, well, okay, well, if you're going to use AI while you're drawing it, it's because I don't want to utilize AI to do my drawing. I want AI to dramatically reduce the amount of soul-crushing rendering. When I did Infinitum, I hurt myself really bad on that book. Really bad. Because human body is not meant, you guys might be asking, what do you mean? What I mean is the human body is not meant to do months and months of painting. It is not. You might think it is until you begin to suffer horribly, right? You also have to ask yourself why a lot of painters, particularly Afrofuturist painters, don't release a lot of books. It's because it's hard to do. It's very difficult to do, right? And it takes years to get to that point. I, of course, couldn't take any much longer. I sacrificed my body, and that hurt really, really bad. Okay. So, but this is good here. I like that head type thing going here. Let's make sure we move this right here to the side here. I just want to make sure, just in case there's any chatting or stuff going on here. We're good there. Okay, and I think we're rocking here on there. Okay, we good. KB, hi, hey, say hi. I'm saying hey. KB, how you doing? And KB, thank you for liking the live. I really appreciate it. We're closing this, and like I say, I'm gonna have to do some systems management on this stuff here. Now, before I do that, so I kind of like this. This is cool. That is cool. But I think what I got to do now is I got to get some reference. I have to get some reference. So here's where we're going to go now. We're going to go back here. We're going to go here to Facebook. Nope. I'm going to go back to... Yes, this is where I was trying to generate the stream key. And that's weird. Okay, we're not going to worry about it for now. Let me also deselect this because we don't want that to be selected like that. So I'm going to create a new window. All right, now watch this. We're going to look for a visual reference. We're going to go to Lion. There we go. All right. And we got a line here. All I'm doing here is just concentrating on his head, right? And the thing about Hijun, and you'll see that very soon, is that the characters, particularly the wildlife on this particular dimension in Hijun, they are humanoid. They're humanoid, right? And so what tends to happen is when they are doing their thing, they stand upright, right? That's part of the idea with it. So I'm going to go here. I can pop that down there. Yep, that's pretty good. I'll do the same thing here. I do need to take that a little bit, and I think this here, this will be good. Yep. And I don't mind necessarily if the drawing looks sort of, if it looks sort of like sketchy, that's okay. Because some of this stuff, you know, is all about just trying to get that together. We'll go here, see? And this is real. I have to show a lot of patience here because the machine is somewhat bogging down. But that's okay. Like I said, I'll try to get that resolved. I probably just got to do some systems management and clean up, but that's okay. All right, now I'm going to do this here. I'm going to go here, see? All right, so we're there. We go here. Now we got that. I kind of like that feeling there. Now the next thing I'm going to do. Yep, there we go. And I can modify this lion here. I can modify this lion quite a bit, so it's not that big a deal. Dealio! It's not that big a deal. Okay, so we're going to go here. Now we're going to go back. We're going to log back into Diesel Funk. And we're going to see if there are some comments. No comments yet. That's fine. All right, now. I like this. And even again, I am taking certain liberties with the way this character looks. All right, so I like that. That's pretty good. Let me just take that just a little bit there. I'm going to take a little eraser here. All right, now let's go back to here. Now you'll notice here that I've switched to a kind of a thinner brush, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also could go back to my line art brush here. There we go. There we go. All right, now we good here. Now we're going to do this. There we go. So here what we're doing is we're taking this out. There we go, just like that. See that? All right. And that's a cat meowing, just in case you couldn't hear, because he's hungry. He's got to chill, man. He's got to chill. All right. Boom. Bam. There we go. There we go. All right. That's pretty good. Hello. What's it? That is Moises Cortez 612. How you doing? I'm Tim Fielder, visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist right here. So what I'm doing here, I'm adding little different things, right? Little different things. And I could go here and I could make these eyes here just a little bit stronger, like so. Yeah, that's pretty good, right? Now, we're going to really like take a thing here. And these characters here, by the way, are a little bit more, they're intelligent, so they're anthropomorphic. But what I'm doing here is I'm sort of taking a little bit of, let's do it here. Got to do this here. And of course the abstraction, I don't always care for it, but I think I can live with it now. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. Now we're going to take that a little bit high there. All right, now just because I can, I'm going to add an earring here. I'm finding these earrings add a bit of texture, a little bit of culture. There we go. All right, then we'll take this down here a little bit. All right, let me zoom out here a little bit. All right, so I'm going to zoom out. All right, that's not terrible. I could shift a little bit of this in like so. All right. And of course, this character is humanoid. So I'm going to put in this chest area here. Now, differently than the other creatures, I think I want to give these characters here clothes. But I don't know exactly how I'm going to make that come together just yet. But it's something that I'm strongly consider doing. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. And we can say like that. Let me reduce this down in size here. There we go. Yep, just like that. I like that. I like that. That is not bad, man. Not bad. Now, here's the thing. In order to give this guy clothes, I need to begin to think about what kind of clothes with a anthropomorphic that's a little bit more intelligent. Meaning, it's like for the zebras, I had drawn a zebra in the past. That zebra was more, how would I say? That zebra was more tribalistic. It had scarification, things like that. But with these guys here, I want them to be a little bit more advanced. So not quite Native Americans, but more like not. It's like partially colonized. Is what I want. That's what I want. Yep. I hate to do that, but what it is in this particular story, there's a little bit of colonialism going on here. There we go. See how that looks there? There we go. Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. So here's and this is where when you're doing your concept designs, there are different ways to look for things. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to look for Native American Scouts. Native American Union Army Scouts. There we go. We're not going to use AI mode right now. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Let's go to images. Now you can see here the way these guys are dressed. So this is like, I love that. That is great. These are Army Scouts, right? Look at that. That's pretty good. And part of me, I like, look at that scarf around his neck. Maybe that could work. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to erase a little bit of this here. And also, watch this. I'm going to go here. I'm going to say here, this guy has braids as well. And the braids kind of, there we go. I'll put a braid here. Yep. All right, good. Now, I'm going to take my eraser here. I'm just going to erase just a little bit under this here. And we will see how we work that out. But right now, I'm going to say he has here a cloth around his neck. Right? All right. There we go. Yes. All right. So we have that. Right. And I'm going to give him somewhat of a button-down shirt. I know that's a little weird, but work with me here. Got to have that muscular chest underneath there. Want the abs happening. Yep. And what we're doing is we're establishing that some of these life forms in this environment are more, okay, all right. Some of these are more advanced than others, and that's okay. Right? So we go here. So that's his muscles there. Let me just kind of stuff that in there so that looks, you can see this is the bottom of his. Yeah, that's pretty good there. Go here, kind of a high shoulder action happening. Right? And then muscles, because this is a lion. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. We'll just put a little collar here. And as I go on, I'll be able to add more stuff. Hello, how you doing? Neva Vincent 1126. How you doing? Okay, so we got that. That's pretty good. The only thing is, I'm wondering if I should add something else to this. That actually looks pretty daggone good. You know what? Let me make this more of a button shirt. There we go. Yeah, like that. So I'm going to get rid of this line here. Again, I have to apologize by the sluggishness of my unit here, but it's just I am a streaming fool here. Gonna move me up. There we go. All right. So okay, good. Here. There we go. Yes. So what I'm doing here is I am actually, in fact, taking, and I could make his arms bare, but that's a part of me wants to just try this right here a little bit. Right? And we can go right up underneath there. You have a little kind of bracelets. Okay, so I think we've got something pretty good here, but let me take this here, go there. So I have his open chest there. There we go. Alrighty. Okay. So if you look here, this is my lion guy. Lion. Pretty good. I could tone this, but for right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this. Whoops. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm in Clip Studio Paint for the moment. I'm going to hit Command U, and now I'm going to take all my luminosity down. Bump that down tremendously. I'm going to turn that, whoa. All right, made a mistake here. I drew on a white background, but that's okay. Watch what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to reselect. Hello, Sugar Ants. How you doing? We're doing this here. We're going to go select. We're going to go to select color gamut. We're going to choose all the white. I'm going to delete all of the white. So as you can see there, everything that's white is gone. Now, that's why you see that kind of background there. Now I'm going to hit Command U. Now we're going to go to luminosity. See, so we turned that into a black and white drawing. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to fill that with white. And go here, black. Fill this with white. Take a paint bucket. Whoops. We probably need to do a fill there, full fill. Okay, so there we go. So that's all on the white background here. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do here, and I might do some more work on this, I'm thinking in terms of design, but I'll do that off screen for right now. We've been streaming now for about 43 minutes. So let's see here. We're going to say save. All right, we're going to save as, we're going to save in my correct folder here. Boom. Payal, we're going to go to High John Conqueror. Whoops, nope. That's not the one I wanted. High John Conqueror. All right, now we're going to call this Lion Guy. Hey, easy. All right, so we got that. Now, watch what I'm going to do now. So, I have this drawing. I could go in. I could add more detail however I want it. But for right now, what we're doing is we're pretty much sticking with what I've got. We're sticking with what I've got. We're sticking with the elements of what I have. This style. I feel good about that. Now, I'm going to export this. I could tone this, but I don't want to tone it. I could also color it, but for right now, we're going to stick there. Like, for example, I'm definitely going to go back eventually and maybe do some more drawings when the system's not as bogged down. We're going to go here. Going to go to Export JPEG. Lion Guy. Going to go here. Going to go OK. All right. So we're good, and there's a part of me wants to give him a vest, but that's another story there. That might work though. Wow, hang on. Let me do that now. Hang on, I might do that now. So we're gonna go right here. Whoops, I'm drawing with black. This is gonna be a little weird, but watch this. We're gonna go here. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Oh no. Let's go right down there. Now I'm going to erase here because we need to. All right, not bad, not terrible. There we go. All right. I'm going to take this vest sleeve here. Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to go right here. Yep. So you can see here what's starting to happen is this lion character is sort of wearing a vest. Yeah, I like that kind of element there. And then here, there we go. Yes. Now let's erase here a little bit. There we go. And we will take this here. All right, there we go. Go around here. All right, that's pretty good. Now, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool there, because that's it went in an unexpected direction. Now here's the only issue is I don't know. Let's see, how could I do this? I could. Let me take this here, and I'm just going to do the following. I'm going to take here. I'm going to take a kind of a yellow thing here. I'm going to take this brush here, and this is going to be a little weird, but work with me. We need to go to a multiply. Yep. Only thing is, this is going to take a century to color because this is moving so slow. So I might cut this a little bit short in terms of that because it's taking so long. But you can see here that essentially what's happening is I want to be able to take the color scheme in these lines and apply it to this, which is actually kind of interesting. And that's something that might work. But, I don't know. We got to see. So, but for right now, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to export again. We're going to go to line guy again. We're going to replace that one. Right? All right. There we go. All right. So we got that. Now, the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to VizCom. And VizCom is a pretty powerful software. And this is something that I'm hoping that people will be able to understand. So I have done my drawing, right? So now I'm going to go to VizCom. VizCom is a program that primarily uses a sort of renderer that's used for product design. I find that's what it is. It does that. So here we go. So I'm going to create a new file here. Create a new file. I'm going to start in Studio. And there are different utilities you can use for this, but I'm going to upload an image. And the image I'm going to upload is, hey, dinner's ready in there. I'm going to go to okay, lion guy. I'm going to upload that. Okay, there he is. So this image is my image prompt. Again, I don't start with written prompts. I always start with image prompts. Why? Because I don't want the software to interpret my words first. I want it to interpret my image first. Right? Excuse me. So we're going to go here. We're going to click on create. Now I'm going to hit describe. Watch this. Anthropomorphic lion warrior bust with thick mane and beard. Textured fur, wearing a zipped hoodie. No, he's not wearing a hoodie. He is wearing a wrapped scarf. Vest with white tattered shirt. Muscular shoulders, 3/4 view, slightly low angle portrait, which is not necessarily true, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go to photoreal, realistic, and then cinematic. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the time of day. Right now, I think what we need is a little sunset in our lives. Sunset. All right, let's see what happens. Who knows? So I'm using VizCom, which will give me 4 renders. Here we go. Okay, we got some stuff happening here. Wow, look at that. Look at that. No. Sort of yes. Sort of yes. But I think this one works better. Now, one of the issues we're having here is that it's not reading the line work, because the line work is really abstract. And so what I've got to do is I've got to get in there. But I would say the kind of tan vest with white shirt, I want to keep that motif happening, because that is pretty freaking cool. Look at that. That's nice. This though, let me add this. Come on, come on. Will you do this for me? There we go. So we've got our line here, and that's pretty good. But our line, if we just turn this off here, watch what happens. So his eyes, you can see here, his eyes are not really shown much. It's kind of sort of there, but not much. But I'm going to take here, and I'm going to go to overlay. Nope, we don't want to do overlay. We want to do multiply. Yes, that's the one. See how that's looking now? You see how that's looking? So the tools are going pretty good. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to take this. We're going to go here. We're going to add a new layer. And this layer here will be probably a little, I'm thinking, maybe color dodge. We'll see. But what I want to do is I want to turn that into a kind of a dark green. Yeah, like so. All right? So let's zoom in here. By the way, now I am drawing in VizCom. See? And you know my machine is bogged down when I'm coloring here, and this is real time. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. They got to get that fixed. Or I need to clean off my machine. I don't know. Anyway, watch this. So we got this here. I'm going to click again. I'm going to go a little bit darker, and I'm going to go a little bit darker on the bottoms here. Right there. Now, maybe let's add a little bit more to that. We're going to go on the bottom. Oh, what's going on there? What? Oh, wrong layer. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. But we need to hit this to be a multiply. There we go. We should probably brighten that up just a little bit there. Yep. Now, just because I can, I'm going to take this here. I'm going to go with a lighter white. There we go. So you see how that's looking there with the green eyes? That's not bad. Not bad. And I'm liking that. However, next thing we need to do is we need to do a color test. So I hold down the same hotkey you would hold down in Photoshop. And now what I'm going to do here, since that's set to multiply, I should be able to, let me go with a little bit lighter on here. like say right there. And hopefully, there we go. See, that's pretty close. See that? Because we want that to remain a vest. Yeah, see, that looks pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. Whoops. Well, that's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. See? Go right here, maybe a little bit there, and we'll leave that white. So now we can do a color test here. There we go. And we can go here, make that a little bit darker. There we go. See what's happening? So that's not bad. Not bad. So you see what so I can kind of live with that. Do I need to add some more stuff on here? I don't necessarily know. But it is giving me a kind of a cool vibe that works for High John. Again, High John is a Western. And it's a Western that takes place in a kind of alternative reality. But this is good here. I like this. This is good. Now, I have added these here. So keep in mind what I'm going to do now. I'm going to Lion Warrior with green eyes, thick mane and beard, textured fur, wearing a wrapped scarf, tan vest, with white tattered shirt. Now we're going to generate some more line work. So keep in mind, once it gives me a render, you can see things were off. But once I integrate it with my line artwork, I then have to illustrate the rest of it. What it's doing is doing faster rendering for me. That is what it's doing. And it's making my life a heck of a lot easier. Because I don't have to spend 7 to 8 hours trying to render this shot out. I literally rendered basically the next 5-10 seconds it'll have rendered out. Let's see what it is. Let's see if it takes the adjustments I put in it to get the look I want. Because that looks pretty hot to me. Oh wow, we're gonna see here. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it takes close, interesting. No. Interesting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get out of this. And I think what I'm going to do is, let's see. That's actually pretty good there. So I will really have to do is just really export this. So we're going to call this HJ Lion Guy. Now, here's what I'm going to do. Because I want some sort of differences in textures, I kind of like that green scarf there. So I'm going to add this. That's added there. And that highlight on the side there is pretty good. I like that. You see what I'm doing? All I'm doing is just taking what I have and adding variety. It's when you're dealing with anthropomorphic design, what you're really doing is you're blending together things that don't necessarily belong with one another. And that tends to work. We've been going over now a little bit over an hour. I think I'm good so far. Let me just check one thing. Let me see if they actually did that. Did they do it? Oh, okay. What's going on here? Oh, okay. This is my friend Karen Hill, who I love dearly. I've known him for, God, almost 40 years. I've known her. Let's see here. We're going to go. We're going to go here. Okay, no comments at the moment, but that's okay. All right. That's all right. And I'll go here, and I'm going to go back to... I'm going to go back to Tim Fielder. And what I'm doing now is checking my comments list here. This is pretty good. I'm liking what I have. and I can blend all these things together. Again, I have to get. It does require that I go through and paint and illustrate these characters. Line artwork is things I can use to my advantage, but that's what it is. Like that is not the greatest, but what I'm really looking at is the kind of scarf there I like. But I'll take that scarf and I'll integrate it with that. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. I kind of like that. All right. With that, I have done enough concept design for today. I would be working for much longer, but I've got to get my machine working better. Let's zoom in there. That looks pretty hot. I cannot deny that looks pretty hot. I am a visual Afrofuturist, and part of what I'm doing in this story is integrating elements that you would see from the African savannah, and I'm kind of blending it with this Western element there because the Western element is High John is kind of a crazed alternative Western, heavily influenced by John Carter, Warlord of Mars, a little bit of Conan the Barbarian, mixed in with Glory, Jules Verne, that type of thing. So, but what I don't want to do is in a little bit of Flash going. So it's pulp with those type of things, and I'm looking at that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I love that. I love the way that looks. I think that looks pretty dadgum good. With that, please, 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 please be kind to one another. Take care. I will see you guys tomorrow. I generally like to stream 2 hours, but this machine is so slow that I'm going to be driving you guys insane. However, I will say one last thing, though, before I go. Starting either this week or next week, I've talked about my long form videos, but I want to become monetized on my site. And the thing I realize is that although I'm releasing tons of shorts, I mean, it's crazy how many shorts I release. But the reality is that, okay, I can release these shorts, but the shorts are not adding to my, I don't know what they mean by video encoder is not configured. Meaning there are times where I want to showcase what this looks like. I mean, I love the way that image looks. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But the issue is that I need to do long form videos in order for my valid view hours to go up. And in order to do that, if I'm trying to create altogether new content, it's going to wear me out, and I'm not trying to do that. However, if I utilize contents from my daily live streams, that's fine. Like even today, there's no question I could make a 10-minute thing from this and just other things that I talk about for sure. And that would be fine. And this image here that I'm looking at could literally be the image that I use tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to see how it goes. But that is what I'm doing. And I love doing it, and we're going to keep going. The name of the live content. So I have live drawing with Tim Fielder. How you guys doing? I'm Tim Fielder. I have oh, what is going on there? Realizing something. Is this crazy or what? Let's wait, hang on. No. Really? Oh my God, I didn't even have the thing there, the picture of myself. I'm just talking. Oh my God. All right, no worries. We'll take care of that in time. Okay. Let's close that. We will go here. Oh no. Why did that show up? All right, hang on. Let's go up here. That is the Diesel Funk Dispatch. Okay, we can go here. Okay, that's that. The chat we kept off. FaceTime. Ah, there we go. We're going to move that right up there. Let's zoom out here. All right. Hey, man. Hey, 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 y'all need to ease up. I am a broadcaster, but I am a bad broadcaster, okay? But don't get on me about this type of stuff. I'm doing the best I freaking can. All right, so we're gonna go here. We're gonna move this guy here, right there. How you doing, guys? And because I can, I'm going to shift this. Whoops. I'm gonna build in Retina right there. There we go. All right, we got it now. We got it. Hey, right there. There we go. And I'll figure out something else to put there eventually. But that's where I am. Okay. With that, love you guys. Thank you so much for your time. Stand by very soon with the launch of Afrofuturism.org. Afrofuturism.org, since I own the URL, is the name of is the name of my long form videos that I intend to start releasing. However, and I'm not ready yet, but very soon, for the first month, I want to try to see if I can go 5 days a week. Now, I don't know if that'll start this week or if it'll start on Monday, but that's one of the things I'm thinking about doing because I think it'll be pretty cool there. Pretty cool. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Take care. Treat each other with kindness because we desperately need to be able to do it. Peace.